Welcome, everybody, once again to another episode of B&B Hockey Talk. I'm Aaron Bloxall with my co-host, Mr. Matt Balzer. And today's episode, of course, is sponsored by our monthly sponsor for the month of June, Flash Wireless, for all your wireless needs in the U.S. with some of the biggest companies. You can not only get your service for free, but you can get your wireless plans and handsets all below on our Facebook page. You can go to the link there. Use our code, and it will help fund our show here. And, of course, we always love your support. So you can like and comment on our Facebook page and, of course, on our YouTube channel. That's B&B Hockey Talk. That's out of the way, Matt. Let's get to the real stuff. By the way, if you want to be a sponsor on the show, you can always let us know. And a special shout-out today's episode to Jeff Ratzlaff for the gracious invite to the Canucks Summer Sabine, which is tomorrow night. But anyways, Matt, so let's get off right away. Buyout period continues in the NHL. Free agents or people are still signing. We got the NHL awards tonight, which we just found out the winner of the Calder trophy. There's so much still going on, even though the Stanley Cup playoffs are over. Let's start off in Anaheim, where they have bought out the former Hart Trophy winner.
Yeah, so the Anaheim Ducks have bought out the last 2 years of Corey Perry's contract. He had an $8.625 million cap hit over the next 2 years. The 34-year-old spent 14 seasons with the Anaheim Ducks, scoring 372 goals, 776 points, and was the franchise leader in games played with 988 games. Big move for the Ducks, where they're looking to get younger, and they need some cap space with a lot of younger guys coming up and needing new contracts. But yeah, I think over the next 4 seasons, he'll have a cap recapture against the cap. The first year will just be a little over $2.6 million. The big year will be the second year, will be $6.625 million. And the last 2 years will be $2 million apiece against the cap. But yeah, this has sort of been like the last few seasons. His play has really declined. In 16-17, only 19 goals, 53 points in 82 games. And the year prior, or the year after that, 17 goals, 49 points in 71 games. And then this season, only 6 goals and 10 points in 31 games. Of course, he had the meniscus tear in preseason that kept him out for most of the season. But yeah, it was just one of those moves where the money didn't add up to the production. And yeah, it was just time to move on.
So he's bought out now. Anaheim's looking to free up that cap space. We talked about – I don't think they're in necessarily a rebuild process right now. They've definitely retooled. They have a lot of good young talent. I think, with Maxime Comtois, Sam Steele, and multiple other players that have either started to make the jump or are about to make the jump. And they've still got, great players there like Ryan Getzlaf and Ricard Raquel. This is a team that I think is going to retool, use that cap space, hopefully wisely. But for Corey Perry, do you think anybody's going to sign him to something cheap, or where do you see him going?
Yeah. Like I could see a contender team, or a team that's cap strapped. I've seen the Edmonton Oilers being thrown out there. Like if you get them on a cheap, like 1 year, $1 million deal, something along those lines, to possibly play with Connor McDavid or Leon Draisaitl, those guys, I could see that. But yeah, it is I think he's a player that's still worth taking a chance on a 1 year deal. But I wouldn't go anything over that, just with the way the point totals have gone over the past few seasons. But yeah, I still think he's got a little bit left in the tank, and he's so close to 1,000 games as well. That team would take a shot on him.
Philadelphia Flyers locked down their big number 1 centerman.
Number 2 centerman. Let's not put Sean Couturier down a level there. But yeah, he's certainly getting paid like a number 1 center. Kevin Hayes got signed to a massive 7-year, $50 million deal. That's a $7.14 million cap hit. 27 years old. He's only played 5 seasons in the NHL. He had a career year this past season, scoring 55 points, 19 goals in 71 games. That 55 points was a career high. He's only hit that was the first time he's actually had over 50 points in a season. He's only hit the 20-goal mark once, which was the year prior with the Rangers, with scoring 25 goals. So I think this is a massive overpayment. He'll be the number 2 center behind Sean Couturier. I think the fit is good. It's just the money wise that I think it's just way too much money for a guy that hasn't been shown that he can get to like that 60, 70 plus points a year. That I would think that money would be worthwhile. But yeah, I think I think the best guys here will be Matt Duchene and Artemi Panarin, who see these types of deals, and it's like, oh man, for like 10 plus million now if these guys are getting paid that much. But yeah, and the Flyers, they weren't done there. They also made another trade earlier in the week. They got Justin Braun from the San Jose Sharks for a 2019 second-round pick, which is the 41st overall pick in this year's draft, and a 2020 third-rounder going back to San Jose. The Sharks, of course, with their cap problems after they signed Erik Karlsson, free up $3.8 million moving Braun, who has just 1 year left on his deal. And the Flyers continue to revamp their defense. They now have Provorov and Niskanen. We got Sanheim and Braun, Gostisbehere and Philippe Myers, along with Robert Haig and David Schlemko. So they continue to be aggressive, which I'll give Chuck Fletcher credit for. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see what else they're going to do, because especially with Shane Gostisbehere's name has been brought up in trade rumors, would be one guy I'd be interested to see what happens there.
Yeah, the word on the street is not just the Flyers, but a lot of teams right now are very active. And this could be one of the most active off seasons we've had in a while, with trades and such leading up to the draft and after the draft around free agency. So it'll be really interesting to see that. News just in that we talked about, the NHL awards are tonight. The first award was the Calder Trophy, and Vancouver Canucks. Elias Pettersson is the winner. I think they have this right, but Jordan Binnington, of course, was probably third in the voting. And if this was held after the playoffs, do you see Pettersson do you think he would have won it?
Oh yeah, well, for me, it's just I gotta take all the playoffs out of it, because all the voting's done way before then. So it's like, I know we got a lot of St. Louis fans that follow us. They're probably pretty disappointed that Binnington didn't win, but for us, we are Canuck fans, so we will definitely be biased here, or at least for myself. But yeah, I think
the fans got to give it to us. They had the Stanley Cup. We got the Calder Trophy.
Yeah.
Let us win something, right?
Yeah. For me, it was hands down. It was going to be Elias Pettersson from start of the season to end of the season. I think he was the best rookie. I know Jordan Binnington, in the regular season, he had amazing numbers, but the thing is, it was just he only played 32 games, which was my big deal. And Rasmus Dahlin had a heck of a rookie season for Buffalo as well. But Pettersson, just from seeing him, well, as a Canuck fan, seeing him every game that he played, it was just mind blowing how good he was this year.
Best player on the Canucks this year, in my opinion. And Jordan Binnington, even though he did well to even get into the nominations, because we were both surprised he was in there over guys like Miro Heiskanen and some of the others that were there. But Binnington, you know what? He had a heck of a playoff run and deserves the Stanley Cup as much as anyone. But again, the voting's done before the playoffs start. So in our opinion, from start to finish in the season, Pettersson was the clear shot, going to be the clear shot winner.
Yeah, and it's just like as I was going on, I just lost my train of thought. Sorry, but yeah, it was Patterson, especially when he got hurt. Like you saw how much of a difference maker he was. It's just the Canucks were just a totally different team when he wasn't in the lineup. In there, and of course you could say Jordan Binnington. As soon as he got there, he was the difference maker, and in them getting back into the playoffs this year. After that year. But yeah, we'll have full coverage of all the awards on our show on Friday,
Yeah.
as we're doing this before the awards have ended. So, but yeah, I'm pretty pumped as a Canuck fan that Pettersson won it. I think he's the first Canuck since Pavel Bure, I want to say, to win the Calder Trophy. I know we had Brock Besser last year, but it was going to be Matthew Barzal last year, hands down, with the way that he played. But yeah,
Besser had a shot at it last year if he had stayed healthy.
Yeah.
Bure was a clear runner in his rookie year, and then Trevor Linden was runner-up in his rookie year, way back when Brian Leach won the Calder Trophy. So those are the Canucks that I know of that have been in the running, and we might have somebody else in the running next year with Quentin Hughes making his full season debut with the Canucks. And I know we're both excited about that. So.
Yeah. So following on, we had one more bigger signing. The Tampa Bay Lightning gave veteran defenseman Braden Coburn a 2-year, $3.4 million extension, a $1.7 million cap hit. He had 4 goals, 23 points last season in 79 or 74 games. The Lightning are still need to make a couple trades to get cap space. Right now they're sitting at an estimated $6.88 million in cap space for this coming season. They still need to get Braden Point under contract, and he's going to be wanting way more than what they have to spend at this time. So right now, the Lightning, they only have 6 guys with NHL experience on their blue line signed, with Hedman, McDonough, Sergachev, Cernak, Ruda, and Coburn. And they got some younger guys like Cal Foote that could be coming up and be NHL ready for next season. But other than that, we got some trade rumors and one signing, especially for us Canuck fans. It looks like Alex Edler will be getting a 3-year extension worth somewhere between $5 to $5.5 million a year. The big thing here is that in the 3rd year, that he would not be. The Canucks don't have to protect him in the expansion draft to Seattle, but that is not yet confirmed. It looks like maybe possibly tomorrow morning there could be an announcement, but that's something to keep an eye on.
We're hearing they're really close right now, and I think it's a pretty good cap-friendly number for the Canucks as well.
And I thought it was big because I don't think he wanted to leave, even though there was like rumors before that it's like, oh, they were super far apart, he's going to head towards July 1st. But I was surprised. He was a guy that didn't look like he wanted to leave Vancouver at all. But yeah, it's sort of the best of both worlds. He gets a no trade clause in the first 2 years. In the 3rd year, where the Canucks don't have to waste a spot protecting him. I think he would be like 35 or 36 years old, but by then. And just some other little tidbits to announce. It looks like with Carolina, Peter Mrazek and Curtis McElhinney will both be looking towards unrestricted free agency. It looks like Mrazek, he wants to be paid by like a number 1 goalie, where the Hurricanes look like they want a 1A, a 1B sort of tandem as well next coming season. Joe Thornton says he will be returning, and he says he's sort of joking, as long as health-wise he could play for a few more years, so he's sort of going the Jaromir Jagr sort of thing. And the season that he had over 50 points last year, so he's still producing. Also, Patrick Marleau, it looks like the only team that he wants to get traded to reportedly is the San Jose Sharks. That's the only team that looks like he wants to waive his no trade clause for, even though there have been rumors about LA and Arizona also kicking the tires on him in a potential, but that was more potentially what else they could get in a trade with that. Also, the 2020 NHL draft will be hosted in Montreal. So the draft's staying in Canada for another year. And lastly, it looks like Robin Leonard. He really wants to stay on the island, or I guess Brooklyn, with the Islanders, as he doesn't want to go anywhere else. And the Islanders do have the cap space to get that deal done. I'd be looking around, maybe I think around the $5 to $6 million a year. For the way that he performed last season. And of course, he's up for the Vezina and the Masterton Trophy tonight as well. So, and Jesse Puljujärvi, of course, has looks like he wants a fresh start somewhere else, and the Oilers will be looking to accommodate that as long as the trade makes sense for both sides.
Yeah, we'll get in our NHL awards. We'll be able to review that on Friday, as well as potentially review some of the NHL draft, or preview some of the NHL draft.
Oh, sorry. Tomorrow, I'll be dropping a bunch of highlights of a bunch of the prospects for the first round. I think I got about just a little under 30 highlights that I'll be dropping. So I do apologize if you do get spammed tomorrow, but it's just sort of just to give you like a look at some of the prospects and what they can do. And what you can expect in the coming years after when they enter the league.
Yeah, that'll be perfect. I think there's so many good prospects this year. Looks to be a really deep draft. Obviously, time will tell, but I know the top 15, 20-plus guys are all going to be potential impact players in the years to come. So it'll be really good. So remember to like and share us, comment below on Facebook, as well as our YouTube channel. That's B&B Hockey Talk. We post all of our shows there. We post all of the shows and highlights on our Facebook page, so you can catch all of that. And we thank you, of course, for all the support you guys have given us. Enjoy the NHL awards tonight, and we'll see you guys on Friday.